Welcome back to the No Judge Necessary podcast, where we got the opinions like DC, we're crazy like HE, and we're as high as O'Malley. We're the podcast for fight fans that want to see fists fly and don't want to wait on the judges. I'm your host, Brick, and as always, my cornerman, Nil, and Billy P. How we doing, boys?
I'm good. I'm choking on my drink over here, but otherwise, we're A-okay.
Excited to get some fights back for it seems like forever, even though it was only a week.
Yo, when they take the week off, does anyone feel hella weird when we join back up for the pod? Does it feel hella weird to y'all?
Like, it feels like it's been so long.
Yeah.
Like it feels like we're restarting from like the beginning. Like
it's a new season or something.
Like it's a brand new podcast. And then next week we'll get back in it and be like, dude, we're vets in the podcast game. Like we've been doing this for like it's so weird. Dude.
Yeah, when you get on that weekly rhythm, it really like keeps you going, and you break that, and it immediately feels like an off season.
Well,
there shouldn't be an off season.
Back in this shit.
Yeah. Now's like the peak. Now you get like the end of summer. You get that lit fucking early fall, late summer, depending on where you live, like September, October pay-per-view card. Then it's like, all right, we got the holidays like Thanksgiving, usually a New York barn burner in fucking November. And then they always hit back with like a Christmas, December card in Vegas. Like this is like the lit time of year as a fight fan.
Which I'm still kind of down to get to.
Yeah, I'm still.
What, you thinking about it? You be in there?
The December card that we talked about.
They still haven't announced the fight, so let's see what it's going to be. But
I mean, we should know the back half of the thing. I think it's December 18th. That's what I want to say.
Who could it be though? I bet.
I think it's Amanda Nunes blood.
Nate's going to be on it. He was talking about being back in December.
So who's going to be the big headline of it?
Give me a second. Give me a second here.
Dude,
who gets back?
What if Dustin skips out on the belt again and fights Nate in December? It's either that or Masvidal's fighting Nate round 2 in December.
Yeah, but that's not going to be the main event.
I was going to say it's Amanda Nunes on the December 18th card. The only confirmed bout, Nina Nunes against Amanda Lemos.
Wow.
Only confirmed fight.
That actually,
I was about to be like,
chill,
main event Amanda Nunes.
That does probably up the odds of Amanda fighting as well.
Yeah, and she got COVID and delayed the last fight. But yeah, this is a good time of year. I think there'll be some cracker fights that get announced. We want to recap since we're talking fight announcements and like shit coming up. I mean, the heavyweight carousel right now is unreal. What is everyone thinking?
Are we starting right from the top there?
Yeah, let's start from the top and work down because we just hit it. We're talking fights, the calendar. The fight was bullshit. Recapping 265.
He is already the number 1 contender. So they were fighting for the number 2 contender for an interim belt, which makes like you were saying, it made no sense. I was just saying it was cool to hype the fight, so I was cool, whatever, throw the fucking belt on the line. But we all know Stipe was the number 1 real contender anyways. I don't know.
Stipe should have got the trilogy. Stipe 100% should have got the trilogy. But now at this point, you can't fall back on your words and take away the title shot from Cyril Gane because you said this guy gets it next. So you can't do that.
Yeah.
It just puts them
they
in
sort of back themselves in the corner in that.
Well, it's like the weird part about the interim belt is it's like neither of them beat a champion to become a champion.
Right.
Like it was just like you just beat the guy right next to you. You didn't really beat a champion and do it. So we all knew it was kind of some false shit.
That's what always kills me, and that's what I was saying on the last podcast why it wasn't sitting right with me, where the only time I want an interim belt is when the champion is clearly out of the picture and the next 2 guys are clearly the next 2 contenders, and that would be the title fight. Like, there's no confusion. But for this, where Ngannou's still in the picture, even though he wasn't ready last week, or 2 weeks ago, he wasn't ready for that date, but he's still in the picture. And then, like you said, Stipe is probably arguably the number 1 contender. So how are you going to turn around and say that this is a interim title fight?
Looking back on it now, after everything's played out, I'm starting to lean on the side of why the fuck did we do this? Because now it's just a dumpster fire. Like, I thought it all sounded well and good. going into it, and like it was cool. But looking back, it seems kind of dumb.
In my head, Stipe still has more of a belt than Gon has right now.
Correct. I would rather see Stipe, and I didn't think I would say that, even with the second round finish from Cyril Gunn, who looked great in my opinion.
That's what I was saying.
Leg kicks, third round. Oh yeah, footwork, leg kicks, and combinations later when Derek Lewis got tired. Great game plan.
He does against Ngannou though.
I think he has a chance.
I think he could have a similar game plan, but then it's just wham. And also Rosenstrike, very great kickboxer who liked to sit from the outside. Ngannou just blitzed him until he landed, and that's all he needed.
The thing is with Derek Lewis he'll take an ass beating and wait hella long for the shot. And Ngannou throws those things. He's attacking.
And he's way more athletic, way better footwork.
I think the total strikes in every round is going to be way favored to Cyril Gane, but at any minute, I'm saying Francis Ngannou's still in that fight.
I think it's going to be like a Usman Gilbert Burns thing where Burns, aka would be Gane, would look really good in the first round.
Yeah.
Ngannou comes and finishes him in the second is what I would see, I think.
I could see that. I mean, everyone was talking about how this is going to set up for a great round robin, but I think it kind of fucks up because Stipe doesn't want to fight for anything but the title.
No, Stipe John Jones. That's a fight to make. It's the only one that's
down. Stipe said he's down.
That's the only one that makes sense in any way, shape, or form. Two former champions, both two guys who are go to their division. They're trying to earn it back. This is essentially your interim title fight without you doing it.
Right.
John Jones deserves an immediate title shot. He does.
Correct.
If anybody else does, he does because how long?
Yeah.
That belt. So
that I would agree with.
How long
that's why he should fight
this
Stipe.
Division's not yours anymore.
But that's why he should
so
fight
I'm okay
Stipe.
with you basically getting a number one contender fight, which basically means if you win this one, you're immediately back in the
John
title
Jones,
shot.
I think he needs to think about it legacy wise. Don't think about the belt.
Right.
Think about getting a name like Stipe on your record.
Bro, we need the greatest heavyweight ever against the greatest 205er ever, and the winner gets Ngannou. That sounds fun.
That not being for a belt just sounds so much worse.
Don't create a belt for that. I'd watch that. That's BMF 2.0. That's some other are we getting to WWE now?
Yeah, we were just
what you're doing though is you're setting it up so that if one of them wins, then goes on, if they beat Ngannou, then you can run it back and the rematch is the super title fight.
Yeah.
Well, everyone says the super fight is Ngannou Jones. I disagree. I think if Stipe would have stayed champ, it would have been Stipe Jones because
because of the accolades.
Yeah. And for what would be at stake, the winner. I mean, when you get to that big of a level, it's like the winner swallows the loser. You know what I'm trying to say? They almost take all their accolades with them in a sense. And that's why it's
how
so big.
Whitaker was such a champ. And he loses once to Izzy, and now no one gives him the same respect.
Right.
But he has the accolades. You know what I mean? He was a champ.
He has damn near a better resume. He has a way better resume than Izzy actually.
And it does set up nicely.
Does he ever have a title defense?
Yeah.
Romero. Yeah, he beat Romero. Wow.
And it was actually for the belt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the second one.
The second one.
The first one was a draw.
First one was an interim belt, I think, because Bisping had.
I think so.
Okay.
But didn't he beat Izzy after that? No. He was supposed to fight Gastelum and then didn't.
I feel like he did fuck someone up. No, he was the one who got hurt, not Gastelum.
Yeah, he had
whatever. All right,
what
what else?
We got Aldo. We already talked about the heavyweight fight, so I guess we're going back.
Yeah, we had Jose Aldo against Pedro Munoz. Jose Aldo looked great, to be honest.
Yeah, I was big.
Jose Aldo looked great. Yeah, that take of him retiring looks like dog shit after that fight. No offense, honestly,
my take of it going the distance was money.
Yep.
But that classic Matty P, that classic Aldo of was back.
I
and
feel
just,
like it was almost a
head
new style,
movement,
though,
like-
just like a little more of a
Can he
boxing
beat
stance.
Peter Yan?
No.
Probably not, but he was
What are you
was
doing?
way more. He was way more head movement, old school Jose Aldo, but with a boxing heavy approach, and it was a very interesting style. Like he was throwing hands, but he was like weaving and moving, and had that like 26-year-old Jose Aldo like look to him. Not as much the leg kicks, but
what do you do if you're Aldo and you lose to Peter Yan, and then you lose, and then he's champion, and then you go up in weight, and you've lost to Volk and you've lost to Max twice? How do you even get the belt?
I don't think you do. I think at this point, you take your one more run, you lose to Jan, and then you probably hang it up. But just to prove to yourself that you can.
Pulls a miracle out his ass and gets
Yeah,
it.
someone else gets it before
he fights Sandhagen,
Aldo
bro.
stays on.
He should fight
All right,
Sandhagen.
well, we kind of know what's going on with this one. What
He
about
should fight Sandhagen.
the Luque fight? I agree with that though. The Sandhagen would be a good fight, but I think Sandhagen Rob Font I like more.
Fair.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but Vicente Luque, Mike Chiesa, man.
I was surprised on this one.
I knew it, dude. I told you on the last one that gut feeling of like, you know,
Bro,
how I
it was
switching sides, but the
it was slick.
feeling.
It was slick as fuck. So Chiesa came out and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna wrestle your ass, dog. You're probably gonna strike me, like outstrike me." He pushed him against the cage and was working like trying to take him down. And he got a little too sloppy where it got like turned around, and now Chiesa was right there, and he put his head down for half a second. And Luque just walked in and choked, rolled over, and it was done.
Had him for a long time in like almost in a locked up position. Like it looked bad.
Correct.
It was looking rough. I was like, oh shit. Yep, Chiesa's ragged on him. And then when they broke out, he just laid there for a second in that
Half a second, bro. That half a second split.
Horrible spot for half a second. You're like, why?
Yeah, I don't know if he was.
But that's
trying
wrestlers,
to,
bro.
was he
That's
trying to-
wrestlers. That position is a resting spot, bro. You think about how many
Yeah,
times
just
scramble,
escape
you
him
come back and you just bam. So,
right there.
I'm telling you, bro. But that's the thing, bro. He was just back in his
I
wrestling
couldn't tell,
mode.
was he
And
trying
he got
to
comfortable
switch
in
to a
that.
single from a double leg, like, or was it just literally?
Dude,
just-
I think it was, we're fucking locking up like this, and then all of a sudden I just go like that and pause for a second. Bam, your head's still locked in. I just left my neck out half a second. Yeah, that's all I did was bang, and then he rolled, and it's done. Nothing you can do. I think Chiesa literally switched off for half a second, and Luque was still on, and that's the difference in MMA.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I really think that that's like the difference in
I
this
think
fight.
Chiesa underestimated Luque.
Luque.
Because Luque hadn't really done anything offensively at that point on the ground, so he was probably thinking, "I can just chill here for a second and wait
reset.
for him." And he's not.
He thought he was going to drown him with the pressure and the constant attack, and it didn't. Luque wasn't phased. It's really
Yeah. So where do you see Luque matching up next? Do you think he can have a real run and get to this belt?
I think he can get to the belt because of what Gilbert Burns did. It's another former training partner of Kamaru Usman. He stacks up another win on his 7 or 8 fight win streak that he's already on.
At this point, everyone's getting a
to.
chance, so he has to.
Like Usman said, he's learning laps on these dudes.
I think he's still a fight away, but I mean, he's now ranked 4th. So Leon Edwards, Gilbert Burns, like.
Oh, Gilbert Burns is the perfect fight.
Yeah.
This is what they should do.
Gilbert Burns is the fight.
I
Two
want
teammates, bro.
Masvidal versus Edwards is what I want. He's not gonna fight Gilbert Burns. It's his buddy. He said he wouldn't.
But that's a fight to make.
Exactly, but they won't. So I think what needs to happen is this: Masvidal's not gonna take the fucking. I want him to fight Edwards, but if that doesn't go through and Masvidal takes a big fight like Nate or something, who knows? I don't know. If Leon's open, I think you got to give one of those guys him. But that division's so fucked. We need Colby and Usman to fight. So we need a loser so we can
so we can clear it up. Yeah.
I mean, if you're not throwing him Gilbert Burns.
But if Colby wins, though, then you got a trilogy in there. It's stuck even more.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, knowing Leon's luck, it'll probably happen.
It sucks that Wonder Boy's coming off a loss because Luque Wonder Boy would be a decent fight. I don't know if that's kind of technically like.
Didn't they already fight?
They already fought.
They did already fight?
Yeah, Wonder Boy
got him, right?
in 5 rounds. Yeah, he just frustrated him. Couldn't get to him.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe run that back. I mean, Luque just jumped him in the rankings. So, I mean, like you said, it's kind of just it's a bit of a train wreck behind Kamaru. But I could see them trying to push Luque because he's one of the few people in this top 8 that hasn't had their shot at Kamaru.
Basically, it's like, I think you got to.
That's what I'm saying. On this hot of a win streak, he's 1 win away from being next.
You almost have to
has
do
the
Leon at that point. Right? If you're going to leave Leon 3rd in the rankings, you know, at some point, you got to have him fight somebody. So why
Who else
not?
is back in that division? I mean, you can get. Can Magny get one of these guys or something? Like,
I mean, Magny's number 8 behind Chiesa. So, like, that doesn't make sense. He just slapped Chiesa. So it really has to be Gilbert Burns, Leon, or Wonder Boy, or Masvidal. Which I don't think it makes sense for the Masvidal on either side.
Bro, he's fighting Leon Edwards.
Yeah. The only one that really makes sense.
You see any of the Fiziev versus Bobby Green fight at all, Manny P?
yeah, that was one of the fights I actually saw. I was juiced.
Who do you think won? Because I saw a lot of people being like, fuck that. I think Bobby Green won.
But you got to give that 3rd round to Bobby Green.
Yeah.
That was what I disagreed with. There's a judge that didn't give him the 3rd round. I was like,
yeah, it was 30-27, right?
yeah. Well, no, I think I don't know. He should have been 29-28 Fiziev.
Yeah.
Correct. I'm 100% on that. He won rounds 1 and 2 and lost round 3. Means he won the fight. Everyone's saying like,
so it was close. Like if someone had it the way, I'd probably be fucked over if I bet on it. I'd be pretty pissed. But it was probably a clear 2-1 actually.
Yeah, I mean, I could see how you could start saying the momentum started to swing in the 2nd round, but I think it was a little too late, kind of thing. Like, Fiziev kind of had it, and it sucks.
But it was a great fight.
That's probably a perfect example of where maybe the one championship style of scoring, where they score on a whole fight versus round by round, maybe that gets scored a little differently because, as I've always said, it kind of like, you know, high school or like street fight, I do think there should be more weight to the 3rd round or the end of the rounds. Like, if you don't finish the guy, the end of the fight should almost be what matters. And I'm not saying if you just grab a takedown in the last 10 seconds, you won the fight. But, like, there is something about that, like, kind of the Nate Diaz factor. Like, if there wasn't a bell, like, I'd kill you. Like, I'd beat your ass, you know? Like, this ain't over, you know, kind of thing. But they made me stop. So maybe you could have something on that for Bobby Green, but I think Fiziev clearly had the first 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a high-level striking matchup. I mean, it was like, I'm going to throw a leg kick. Yeah, okay, I'm going to throw a leg kick. Like, right hand coming down the barrel, dodge, left hook. Like, it was a very, very high-level striking matchup. Chess matchup.
With the top of the heap then?
I think he's got a little work to do. I think his hype, and I don't want to say he's like out or trash or anything like that. But I do think his hype was a little like, I think his striking is.
We're saying he's like one of the best strikers in the UFC type of shit, and now it's looking like, okay, let's tap the brakes on that.
There's 2 things on my mind with Fiziev. Can he stuff the takedowns? And if he does get taken down, what does he look like?
Right.
And the other one is he's kind of susceptible to big shots. But other than that, his striking's pretty good. So if he can manage those 2 things, the sky's the limit for this kid.
Right.
But every single ounce in him, and when he misses, he's way the fuck out there. Like, I feel like some precision is gonna light him up for that.
That's what I'm saying. Where it's like he's a tough guy too. Where like part of me can see
a lot of people.
Like part of me I can see how he could be like he could win almost every fight. You know what I mean? Like even against some of the top guys in this division, Dan Hooker, RDA, like I could see him going toe to toe with those guys. But I could also see like even before he gets there, like a guy like Kevin Lee or Gregor Gillespie could give him trouble.
Yeah.
You know? Like, what if Gregor just gets his hands on him?
Top heat. What about like the Poiriers, the Gaethjes, Chandler?
I think they're too much for him. I think they can withstand some of his shots and still keep marching forward. And then what?
Yeah.
But I do think for the rest of his career, Fiziev will never be in a boring fight.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you can't. I think where he's at right now, you almost can't.
Better than that, though.
I think you almost can't judge him.
He's top of the belt, right?
Once, yeah, I think so.
I think Fiziev will get a title shot. I don't think he'll win right now. I'm not saying he'll be a champ.
And I mean,
I think he'll make a run and get a title shot.
If you look at this,
interim or actual, either one, he'll get a look.
And if you look at this division, you can't really even judge where he's at or where he's going to be. Because if you look at every single fighter in the top 5, like they all were fighters that took a while to really find their game at this weight class. Oliveira, Poirier, Gaethje, Benny Dariush, Michael Chandler, Tony Ferguson, RDA. Like none of these guys were, other than, Conor, who's obviously 9, no one in this division was really like a 5-fight in and just like, boom, we're fucking here kind of thing. Like all of them took time to really develop and, earn their spot in this division. So I think there's more work to be done, but I think the sky's the limit.
Hell yeah. Well,
all right. Are we done recapping? Or?
Yeah, I think that's enough recap.
Nil Newcomer of the week.
I got one.
All right.
So I'm not gonna say who the guy is because I don't want to ruin it for Matty P. But my newcomer of the week is a close training partner of somebody who made the finale of The Ultimate Fighter, and this cat is 1-0, but was 7-2 on the amateur scene, and he's got a unanimous decision. It looks like it was stopped after the second round.
Got it.
So he dominated this cat for 2 rounds. Shamik Harvey, 1-0.
It's a lot of amateur fights.
Where's he fighting out of?
Charlotte,
North Carolina?
Yep.
Okay.
I wonder why he's so many amateur fights.
I don't know, but I think that's the way to go because you can wrap them up. And a lot of times in amateur fights too, like the people hosting, you probably know this with like Dan's Gym and whatnot, when they have those like jamborees or whatever the fuck they call them, where like my gym will fight your gym and we'll just like host it at your gym. Right. Everyone's throwing like 20 bills to like go and watch it, but like they're not serious with the fucking weight cuts. They're not serious with half the shit. So if you're actually serious about fighting, getting fucked over in those scenarios is actually super beneficial. If you look at it from a weird angle, like it's actually beneficial to just take a dickload of amateur fights and like experience a shit level and like people not knowing what they're doing and you still having to fight.
Yeah. And I think some of those guys, honestly, like on the amateur scene, like they don't even really know their pro level until their 4th or 5th amateur fight. And then someone realizes like, okay, yeah, you lost 2 of your first 5, but now you really start to find something like,
correct.
Then you KO 2 guys. All right, let's get you a pro fight.
Correct. But I think there's a lot of like having to drive 6 hours or 3 hours to the fight in your own car. Like there's a lot of like amateur level shit that'll prepare you for like the big stage. It might not seem like it, but like it'll just prepare you for what actual like run or shit will be like.
I like that. And if he's training with some guys from The Ultimate Fighter, like they're gonna come back with a new wealth of knowledge, probably new like motivation, like just that extra kick in the ass to be like, hey, this is how we fucking I've been around champions, I've been around pros. Like,
so I want to see him get a shot from like someone big. I kind of like the story. Shamik Harvey, he's kind of got a cool look to him, so I'm about it.
Shamik Harvey, let's do it.
Newcomer of the week.
Hop right into this card.
Yeah, let's get
into
it.
I got one thing that I just thought of.
Oh God,
what do we got?
I gotta grind my gears segment right now. Something just angered me.
Oh no.
Go off, King.
I was looking at the rankings over here, and I remember, and I see Usman and Adesanya next to each other, and I'm like, bro, How good of a fucking fight would that be? And then I remember some bullshit of them saying they would never fight each other because they're homies. It's like, y'all just met maybe like 3 years ago. Y'all are not like, you don't even train together. You're not from, you guys were born in the same country. That's all y'all got. You guys aren't like, why would that not be the fight?
I've thought about this a lot. I know, obviously, they do have this, like, you know,
I mean, that is the
kinship
fight,
and
bro.
stuff. Like, they are.
That is the fight, too. The weight class, too. Like,
I think what they're almost
Izzy walks
playing
around
off.
at 185. Usman probably walks around at 190. That's the fight, bro.
I think what they're
That's
almost playing
literally
it
the
off,
fight.
though, how I've
To
thought
build it
about
up.
it, is they play it off now. So they say, we're never going to fight each other. So you'll stop asking. You know, like, that's not in the plans right now. What we're going to do is we're going to absolutely run our divisions until we're both the absolute undisputed, like, every record in the book at each division. And then we're going to have the mega fight of mega fights. And if we're going
to Anderson Silva us and talk about it and just never do. Actually, they're not even going to talk about it. They're being weenies, and I don't like it.
That's fair.
I'm actually glad that they've said that because they're like two of my top like 3 favorite fighters. So I don't want to ever have to go through that. Like,
this is exactly the Anderson Silva GSP situation.
Mm-hmm.
Except they were kind of down to fight, and they're just not down for some reason because they were born in the same country
and train on completely opposite sides of the world.
Yeah.
The only thing on that metric, whether they fight or just are on the same card, I pray that someday we get a huge UFC Africa.
Oh, it'll happen.
And then Izzy said he wouldn't fight Ngannou either, but because they're from the same like continent.
So they're both from Africa, yeah.
Right.
In a post-COVID world, there will be a UFC in there will be UFC Johannesburg.
Like I 100%. Get it.
And I think it'll probably be a pay-per-view.
There's not many African fighters, so you got to represent. But
when they fight each other, it's mega money. That's the problem.
Versus fucking Adesanya, bro. That is the fight, and I'm mad that it's not ever talked about. That's it.
There will be a UFC pay-per-view from Johannesburg. Mark my words. Johannesburg, South Africa.
I hope so.
It's coming, bro. It's 5 years. All right, let's hop into this shit. Pre-fight diaries. Let's get it. First fight on the docket, dude. We got Ramiz Brahimaj, 8-3 out of the USA in the welterweight division, taking on Sasha Palatnikov, 6-3 out of Hong Kong. This is an interesting fight.
Very interesting, but I don't know much about them. I know that this cat got Palatnikov. He got choked out by Impa Kansanganai. So
I remember that.
Impa is not really known for his, submissions, and he sort of just dominated. So I think this is a step down in talent from Impa, but
knocking out somebody.
Yeah, I mean, Brahimaj really doesn't have.
Oh yeah,
he's 0-1 in the UFC.
Koshe. Luis Koshe, he knocked out in the 3rd round on the Figgy Perez card.
That's what it was then.
Mm-hmm.
But both these guys' names, it looks like I'm just like reading an eye test right now, like just giving me random letters.
Yeah, sort of. And the records are kind of identical. Like, I think this is if you ever watch Hell's Kitchen, you'd get this reference. There's usually like a point in the season where the chefs have to cook for their life, and the worst chef is going home. That is this fight. They are fighting for their lives. This is a cook for your life fight. The loser's probably getting cut from the UFC. Like, we don't need none of this nonsense if you're 8-4 or 6-4 with like 2 losses back to back in the UFC. Like, we're good. So that's why I think this fight's interesting. But these cats, I don't really see going anywhere. I don't think it's going the distance. What?
If you know these guys at this level, that's where you make money, bro. That's where I really think people can really come up. Like,
This is where you make money? These fighters, they're not making shit.
No, he's saying like from a gambling perspective. If you can really,
I was like, bro, they're probably getting
if you can find the way. I mean, Sasha at least has a bit of the knockout power, and he's actually a plus 115 underdog.
This fight ain't going
so
the
that
distance.
Might be a little bit of juice. Yeah, that's probably my best bet in this is fight not going the distance.
First fight jitters.
I like Sasha in this fight.
I do too.
He looked nice one fight.
We got to start a parlay. We got to call it right now, where we just put out like the like. It's just every fight card. The first fight not to go the distance. Like that's just like our thing.
Judges not necessary.
Like quick start or like the first fight not to go the distance. Like
I feel it. It's minus 177 for them not to go the distance. So I think that's definitely the play. On
both guys lose by finish or finished people. Like this fight ain't going the distance.
Next fight.
We got Roosevelt Roberts, 10-2 out of the USA in the men's lightweight division, taking on Ignacio Bahamondes, 11-4 out of Chile. Y'all got any thoughts on this fight?
This fight excites me.
Roberts. I like him. I like him as a fighter. I don't know if he wins or not. I think it's a good fight.
And Bahamondes is one of those guys that I don't know if he's ever going to make it to the top of the UFC. But he's a tough son of a bitch, and he ain't no easy out. So he's going to bring it. He did lose a split decision to Makadesi. I thought he won that fight because I thought he just had more volume, and in those tight decisions, like, I don't know. I'm going to lean the guy who looked like just more of a savage, more fresh towards the end of the fight. And this guy can bring it. So I'm probably leaning that way, but I'm with you. Roosevelt Roberts is an interesting prospect. He's also coming off a loss. Jim Miller, probably a little bit of a too big of a step immediately in the UFC. But I don't know. I think Bahamondes has a higher ceiling, but also a lower floor. So I'm going to roll the dice on Ignacio here. He's a plus 120 underdog, minus 150 on Roosevelt Roberts. So that's kind of right in your wheelhouse of like where you like the favorites. So
I'd say the numbers again. Sorry.
Roberts is a minus 150 and Bahamondes is a plus 120.
I kind of like this fight to go the distance. I think it's going to be a back and forth kind of like slugfest, but also like grappling exchanges. They get exhausted by round 2.5, and then the third round's a dog fest, and it's just like whatever. Like I have no idea who wins, but I got a decision, so I don't care.
I can see it. Neither one of them too tough to go down.
Yeah, too tough to go out, but neither one of them really exciting enough to finish it like that. And it's just gonna be. I still think it's gonna be a good fight. I just don't think anyone's gonna finish it. I think it's gonna be like a 6.5, 7 out of a 10 fight. And it's just going to be one of those, like, went the distance. And to the naked eye, it's going to be boring as fuck. But it might not be.
I feel
that. Gotcha.
Next fight?
This one's lit. We got William Knight, 92, out of the USA in the light heavyweight division, taking on Fabio Cherant, 7-2, also out of the USA.
We got a nickname battle.
Yeah.
We got a no judges nickname battle. We got the Nightmare. Kind of on the nose, but great nickname. Versus the Water Buffalo. Our dog is back. Water Buffalo, we saw him on short notice last time.
Yeah. Against Menefield.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this cat can fight, dude. That's my biggest thing, bro. I get it. Short notice. Congratulations. A lot of people have had short notice, dude. I'm not here for that. So, I don't know.
He got Von Flu choked in a minute.
Yeah.
But I will say, William Knight is a cat that we were really excited from. Coming off the Contender Series. He looks, all the part. He looks like he's going to be a killer. But I need to see more out of this cat. Just having big muscles, but going to a bunch of decisions doesn't get me that excited.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue.
I
don't
he's
even
gonna,
know.
He's going to KO Fabio Cherant. He's going to knock him out cold.
Yeah, nice.
Fabio Cherant came in and got taken down and was like, wham, looked scared and got Von Flue choked in a minute. You're telling me that this big dude with muscles ain't going to come in there and put fear in him after he lost his first UFC fight? And this cat's going to
stand up. Maybe.
Yeah, but that's what I was kind of thinking. Is that
Cherant's going to want to stand up?
Yeah, Cherant
okay.
wants to stand
and this cat's
up.
going to come forward and fucking throw hammers, and that's maybe not what Cherant does. Bam. I think he's big going to sleep. I think this is the early finish, bro. I really do. This is the early, like, whoa. This is the
yeah, I think the whoa is when the water buffalo gets that KO.
All right, no.
Come on,
all right, let's end the pod. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
Peace.
But yeah, fuck.
Next fight.
Nah, I got William Knight by KO, dude. I'm staying on that. All right, next fight. This one's kind of weird. We got Bae Malecki 2-0 out of Sweden, and she is fighting Josiane Nunez out of Brazil 7-1 in the female bantamweight division. 2-0 kind of makes me question the fuck are we doing?
4-0 on mine.
It says 4-0.
Well, she's 2-0 in the UFC.
Oh, okay.
And then has one exhibition bout that was a pro fight and 3 amateur fights, is what I'm seeing on Tapology.
So we all got different records. So you got 3, he's got 4, and I somehow have 2.
I see official pro record 2-0.
Well, I got her opponent by submission.
Why?
Because her last name's Nunez, and she's 7-2.
Bae Malecki is a Muay Thai world champion. I'm taking her all day long. I did hella research. I was like, why the fuck is this fight happening?
Yeah.
She's like a decorated striker and Muay Thai fighter. Ooh. I think she's going to fucking murk Nunez. Or that's what I'm hoping.
I don't know. Nunez has 4 straight knockouts. I'm taking Nunez by knockout.
Oh, so we're on different. This is almost a straight up
different shit. I like this.
It's almost a straight up bet between us right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Bae Malecki.
I'll take Nunez.
All right, bet me something on
I'll
this.
spin a wheel.
All right.
And a wheel.
Let's get it. All right, anything else? Next fight.
All right, we got Brian Boom Kelleher, 22-12 out of the USA in the men's bantamweight division, taking on Domingo Pilarte, 8-2, also out of the USA. Fellas, what do we got? Talk to me.
Bro, I got I don't know this other dude, so I guess I'm leaning Boom Kelleher.
I was going to say, like, tell me why I'm wrong, but this seems like the exact guy that Boom Kelleher eats for absolute lunch. Like, this is the exact reason why this cat's got 22 wins. This is the exact reason why this cat's still in the UFC. Because he'll make a little bit of a run. They'll give him someone who's like a legit, going to be a top 5 contender. He'll lose a fight or 2. No big deal. And then they throw him fucking Pilarte, do some Pilates or some shit. And he absolutely scraps these dudes. Like, no disrespect to Pilarte. Maybe he got
he's gonna wipe the floor with Pilarte. That's what I think.
What are the
odds? I don't know if this factors in this fight, but hear this out. Have you ever seen Boom Kelleher do the poop shoot?
No.
No? So this guy will go on IG Live and do rants from the toilet. And he calls it the poop shoot. And it's just like his top half, and he just rants about random shit. So I don't know if that sways you in any way in this fight.
I mean, this might be my lock of the night.
I don't know if that factors in, but I feel like for this pot,
minus 182, Brian Kelleher, like, it's a bit of a juicy favorite to just say, like, lock of the night and just, like, put the hammer on it, but that just seems like easy fucking money.
I mean, yeah, I think he's probably going to win by finish. He's going to be too much. He's been in there with some absolute killers. We know he's got some power. He's going to come forward and probably land a hook in, like, the second round or a head kick. I mean, son of fire, Domingo Pilarte. Yikes. No contest to Journey Newson. Lost to Felipe Colares.
Like, what are we doing here?
He's beat Adrian Yanez, Vince Morales, though.
Okay.
He beat Adrian Yanez.
When was that?
2017, LFA 7, my brother.
Wow.
LFA 7
Of
blood. You know
course.
that way there.
Of course.
Everybody knows that card, bro.
But that's my point, is that we know who Adrian Yanez is, who fought on LFA 7. We don't know who this cat is.
I mean,
Boom, gonna scrape him.
yeah.
All
All
right.
right. Next fight, we got Luis Saldana, 15-6 out of the USA, taking on Austin Lingo. Is that 8-1, also out of the USA. Austin Lingo, dude. Something about this name just does not sit right with me. It just, I don't know. I just want to be like bingo or like Yahtzee.
I was
Like,
gonna say he
it just
almost
makes me
sounds
want
like
to say like it's
he
just
sounds
not
like
right.
a 70s game show host. Like, welcome back to Match Game with Austin Lingo. Like some bullshit.
Yeah, he seems like a made-up quarterback in a fucking musical or some shit.
I have no
It's just-
clue when. I don't know about any of these dudes.
Great.
I mean,
And Luis
Saldana's
Saldana
put
sounds like a fish.
he's put a little run together. So
I'll have the Luis Saldana
I mean, he
tonight
came-
with
he
the Cajun
strapped
rice
Vince
and the
Murdoch.
peppers and onions.
he's the one who beat Vince Murdoch, who, if you're watching the Ultimate Fighter, which I know you're not, but you're gonna catch up on it. Vince Murdoch was the one with the brain
Yep,
issue.
the brain guy. Yep.
And he fought on the Contender Series.
Luis Saldana lost to a guy named Alex Wiggs Jr. I'm out on Luis Saldana.
That was a brutal Genesis fight night.
He also lost to a
but
guy named
Lingo lost-
Justin Lawrence, who
Lingo
sounds like
lost
Trevor
to
Lawrence's
Zalal.
brother. I'm out.
Lingo lost to Zalal in a decision. So that means he lost the whole fight to him. It wasn't like a knockout.
Yo,
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't give a fuck about this fight.
No. Wait, let's
I don't give a fuck.
Next fight, because the next
about
one's a
this
banger.
fight, dude.
Fuck it. Let's
Like, to be dead ass with y'all, I couldn't give a fuck.
go. Vamos.
It's gonna be the fight of the night. Watch.
I know.
All right, next fight, we got Vince Pichel, 13-2 out of the USA, taking on Austin
Wrong
Hubbard.
Skip the fight.
Oh. Reverse.
Roll it back.
All right, sorry. We got Alexander Pantoja, 23-5 out of Brazil, taking on Brandon Royval, 12-5 out of the USA.
No,
In
why?
the men's flyweight
Oh,
division.
I was just gonna say this is my banger of the night.
Yeah, this
I
is
think
an
fight of the
absolute
night.
strap.
will hurt.
Yeah.
This should be
Absolutely.
co-main. Why is Clay Guida and Mark Madsen?
I couldn't agree
I'll
more.
never say a bad word about Clay Guida in this lifetime, but you're absolutely right.
No, it's no disrespect to Clay Guida. This is just like, bro.
The only thing I'm
Pichel
thinking,
and Royval are like top ranked. They're like, let me see.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
the
look
only
at
thing that
Clay.
makes sense
Royval's sick.
is this is the way that ESPN. I think our minds have to change a little bit as ESPN's kind of started to take over. These whole things. They're a little different on the way they set up their fights. Where I think the fight nights that are on ESPN, they want an absolute banger as the first fight of the main card, so that
Or
when
the last fight of the prelims.
or the last fight of the prelims. They want a knockout in the last fight of the prelims, and they want a banger for the first fight that they can really hype up and run ads for on ESPN2 and ABC.
It's kind of like, so they'll have the main event as the main event. What should be the co-main event as the main event of the prelims, and the third fight as the co-main event. It's kind of like in the NFL when you put your number one corner on the second on the second best receiver,
Right.
and then you double team the number one receiver. It's kind of like a similar analogy in a way. Like they're just
Right.
doing what's best for the team. And I think it's not because of Dana. I think it's just fucked that ESPN's going to come in and be like, this is how you sustain viewership for 6 hours or whatever, whoever's talking. But I don't really like
There's no
it.
reason Parker Porter and Chase Sherman should be
Correct.
of these motherfuckers.
I'm just telling you what I think's happening. I don't agree with it in the slightest.
Yeah, I think ESPN just wants to get the first fight of the main card.
That take is spot on with that.
Get people watching on it.
Correct. But back to the fight. Who the fuck wins? Now that we've gassed it up as such a great one, how do we see it going down?
Well, I really like Royval. Like
I was gonna say, I like Royval. Pantoja is no easy out.
Pantoja could do it though for sure. I think someone's getting knocked out. It's a bad knockout, and I hope it's not Royval, but I could see it.
I think Royval's a little too wild.
Fight not to go the distance is only -106, and that is an unbelievable bet.
I'm taking
that. Is an unbelievable bet. Just fight not to go the distance. I think that's money because I'm with you. I think Royval's a little wild.
I think he's too wide and wild. I think Pantoja is going to be more crisp and down the fucking barrel.
And that's what I think it's going to kind of be. Is I think, but if Royval catches one of those hooks, it could be night-night. So I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a few wild shots, and whether they land or he misses, the opportunity is going to be there.
I agree.
I think it's got potential for fight of the night written all over it, and I don't really know I don't really know what it says for the division. I mean, am I tripping? Is this a number one contender spot? Like, it can't be.
This is such a tough one.
What does it say for the division is really kind of where I'm at. Like, where does the winner go? I don't see how this really crushes their trajectory up or down.
I think at the same
time. You know what I mean? But the hype of the fight is there.
The next fight for the title of that division should be Moreno versus Askarov, right? And then right behind him is Pantoja. So, yeah, this is kind of – besides Figgy, ruling Figgy out, we don't know what he's doing. This is kind of the next contender.
What do you want, Alex Perez or Joey?
No, that's fine. But it's somehow in my mind.
Whoever wins this fight should fight Figgy, and that should be
the number one contender.
That's fair. I was just trying to say that I didn't see a clear path to where the winner of this fight went, so it didn't give.
I think
and it didn't match the hype.
I think
now I can see that
it does matter. Which me and Matty P are predicting a finish, so it might kind of just work itself out. But I do think the style and the hype of this win could affect this fight. If it's just kind of like a meh, whatever decision, maybe they do have to fight another like Alex Perez or Joey B before you get that big Figgy fight. But if one of these guys get a knockout, I think it's immediately Figgy, let's go, let's ride.
I agree.
I got Pantoja. I think he's going to be more crisp in this fight, and he's got more experience. I think it's going to matter against Royval.
Vegas is leaning on the experience, -182 for Pantoja, +145 for Royval.
But
I'm not going to but I want.
Those are probably great. Those are what I would have predicted this fight at, more or less.
Yeah, like I might take Royval, but I like that he's a dog. Next fight.
We got Vince Pichel, 13-2 out of the USA in the lightweight division, taking on Austin Hubbard, 13-5. Austin Thud Hubbard. Kind of interesting nickname. I like this fight. It's interesting. Austin Hubbard broke his fibia. What's the big muscle in your leg? Your fibia?
I think so.
Yeah. I don't know. He broke a massive bone in his leg and was out for like a year. Femur. Okay.
That's the big one.
He broke the massive bone in his leg and was out for a long time. He's got a scar from like his hip to his ankle on like his left side. It's fucked up, bro. But he trains with Curtis Blades and like Neil Magny and Gaethje and them. And I just like his style. He's tough. He's durable. He's going to bring a high pace and just try and like wrestle and box and like dirty kickbox in the exchanges in and out of that. And yeah, I think he comes with exciting fights. He made that guy Max Roxpov or whatever quit in the middle of the fight.
Yeah.
So he's got some skill. I just wonder where his ceiling's at.
I kind of like this matchup.
Fight because Vince Pichel has boofed me. Or how do I say his name? Is it Vince?
Yeah, I think it's Vince Pichel. We're going to call it that. That's the best way to say it.
He screwed me every single time, I swear, because I forget about him.
Yeah, Vince from Hell Pichel. I kind of like that.
I forget about this dude. I forget about every time. He fights like once every fucking leap year. and then he wins, and I'm just like, oh, this guy's like 80. He's definitely losing, and he hasn't fought since the 70s. Yeah, okay. And then he wins, and I'm like, how? It never makes sense. I'm not touching this fight with a fucking 10-foot stick.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I only like this matchup because both of these cats have like a decent record. Like you said, haven't been very active. One for injury, one for whatever the fuck Vince Pichel's doing. But it's kind of one of those fights where I'm just like, all right, if either one of y'all are legit, show me something. Because Vince Pichel gets
He's like 38.
more technical decision wins, and Austin Hubbard gets more entertaining losses. So who's more legit? Let's see it.
Yeah, the more research I did on this fight, I'm not touching it. I agree with Matty P. This smells like you're just going to get boofed. Like, I want Austin Hubbard to win, but I'm not going to bet it because I lose money either way.
Yo, we're not betting this fight. Even Vegas is out on this fight. You know what the odds are? -112, -112.
Yo,
like, dude, go fuck yourself. Pick whatever you want. I don't give a shit.
Those odds make me very uninterested in this fight.
Why one's will? Why not 115?
The house always wins.
All right, well, let's see who wins when Trevin Jones, 13-6 out of Martinique, takes on Sayokub
Kakhramonov.
All right, we're just going to call him Saeed. All right, Saeed out of
Whenever I
Turkmenistan,
can't pronounce a
8-2.
name like that, I'm going with him. I'm going with that guy.
I mean, he's 8-2. Trevin Jones ain't no joke, too.
No, but I think this dude's going to be some crazy wrestler or something. If he's not, then yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you where, like, I don't know, maybe Trevin Jones got more to him, but he's kind of one of those guys that, like, he got a good record against not really anybody, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm kind of with you where this name smells like a elite
the visual
wrestler.
fits the billing, too. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm with you.
And he's got a loss to Nurmagomedov. Yep. Big time taking the guy that we can't pronounce.
Plus 117 too. We're getting a little bit of juice on that. Trevin Jones.
If you can't pronounce it, bet it.
Bingo. I love it.
That's like a t-shirt, bro. If you can't pronounce it, bet it. And we'll put it on like a UFC glove.
I like it. Anything else on this one?
No.
Next fight.
I got Chase Sherman, 15-7 out of the USA, taking on Paca Porta, 11-6 out of the USA. Parker Porter sounds like a cut of meat, bro. I'll take the Parker Porter lamb.
Yeah.
It literally sounds like a cut of a meat, bro. It's like, yo, I'll take like a half. Yeah, like I'll take half a pound of like the Parker Porter, like, rack of lamb or fucking the Parker Porter chicken or whatever it is. Like, it just sounds like you go to the butchery.
Sounds like a
it's a mid cut. You know what I mean? It's not
it's a good bang
but
for
it's
your
not
buck.
like exactly. It's a $25-$30 steak that like this is a good steak. It ain't a filet mignon, but it's a good steak.
I got Chase Sherman all fucking day.
Why?
Before we get into it, why the fuck is this in this slot?
Bro,
heavyweights, fam.
Nothing makes sense.
Bro, tattooed, belly fatted heavyweights, dude. Come on, bro.
Bro,
That's why it's here.
Chase Sherman's way more battle tested. This dude's record's ass. He hasn't beaten anybody.
Let's see what happened.
Chase Sherman inside the distance.
Yeah, I mean he's coming off a loss, but to Andrei Arlovsky. So no disrespect there, and Andre was
that's
for
miles
50.
above Parker Porter.
And that's what Chase.
Now you're talking Rolls. Now you're talking Rolls Royce filet mignon. You know,
right?
You're talking the creme de la creme. Arlovsky there. This is not that. This
Not
is
just
Parker
the
Porter.
porterhouse you're getting for Tuesday.
Exactly.
Chase Sherman beats these guys. I think he beats these lower tier guys outside the top 15. These are the type he beats, and I think he's just another one.
He's
I
going
agree.
to grill Parker Porter.
Chase Sherman, a minus 190 favorite.
He's literally going to grill this cat.
This is going to be one of those. This kind of scares me. This kind of scares me because where it's placed in the card, the fact that he's a decently big favorite, and the fact that I have almost no respect for Parker Porter really makes me think that this is going to be like the last leg of like 3 parlays that it's just like, fuck, why do I have so much riding into Chase Sherman? Like, I only bet like 30 bills, but if Chase Sherman wins, I'm going to hit 400.
You're not riding on to Chase Sherman. You're riding against Parker Porter.
Bro, that sounds like a huge problem. Don't bet this fight 7 wins till Sunday. Just take Chase Sherman like twice, all right? He's going to fucking sleep him, and that's that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on.
Easy on Friday night. Not as easy on Saturday.
True.
I don't listen to myself.
True.
I need to listen to this podcast. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to listen to this podcast. It's the only podcast that you could possibly find.
But yeah, that's everybody's problem, really.
Yeah, real shit. All right, co-main event time. We got Clay Guida, 36-20 out of the USA. Sounds like an NFL score on a Sunday afternoon. He's taking on in the lightweight division. Yeah, that definitely hit the over, though. And he's taking on Marco Madsen, who's 10-0 out of Denmark. Marco Madsen sounds like a midfielder that sucks ass who plays for Arsenal. And I can't not see it.
Like
it's Marco Madsen. Marco Madsen?
Like
I'm with you on that. Like, we're about to get the 3-part docuseries on Marco Madsen.
Tell me not, though. He sounds like a
On
shitty
A&E.
midfielder, though, at the
He
same
does
time.
sound like a shitty midfielder.
He was
Like,
an Olympian.
he plays for the Welsh national team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but, like, he's cheese, bro.
Yeah.
He's just
He was
fucking...
decent when he was on Stoke in the 2nd division. But
yeah,
he got
but,
signed
like,
for Arsenal for like $45 million.
and
He
exactly.
stinks.
Exactly. That's exactly. He sounds like a booth signing
Yep.
of a fucking player.
And I mean,
I don't know if I can bet that.
again,
he
as
is
I
10-0
said,
in MMA. So fuck me.
Yeah.
What do I know?
I mean, maybe he's winning shit. Maybe he's doing things. I don't know. But why the fuck is he fighting Clay Guida? Like I said, I will never say a negative word about Clay Guida in this lifetime. And I'll keep that straight. But Clay Guida shouldn't be fighting serial killer midfielder Marco Madsen. Like, Clay Guida, the guy he should be fighting, we should
it
fucking
looks like
know.
from Tapology he might be Olympic wrestler Marco Madsen.
He
as well.
is. That's why I said he's an Olympic silver medalist.
Oh,
Not even a gold medalist?
He's gonna dominate.
Ooh.
He's gonna dominate Clay Guida.
Nah.
Yeah, he's gonna ragdoll Clay Guida.
Nah.
He's gonna be the 36 and Clay Guida's the 20. That's what this is gonna be.
Clay
It's gonna be a fucking washing.
Clay Guida's
Clay Guida, a dog.
He may knock him out. I think Clay Guida's gonna knock him out. This is gonna be the shocker. It's gonna be, he's gonna wrestle the fuck out of him. Clay Guida's gonna knock him the fuck out.
That's crazy. I was kind of thinking almost by a sub, like where this cat thinks he can just wrestle him and then just some slick shit. Like Guida's been in every position 6 ways to Sunday, and then you just make that one mistake and then he slick catches you.
Well, and I remember
Like-
watching the Marco Madsen fight before, and he got like rocked and like was tripping for like half the round. Like he came back, but bro, you can't do that against Clay Guida. He's gonna finish you.
No,
And
no
I
dog.
think he's gonna finish him, dude. I think it's either a ragdolling by Mark or it's a finish by Clay. I think that's kind of the only things that could happen.
Yeah, I could see it being one of those like Clay Guida, like, oh, I'm not gonna lie, he had us in the first half kind of thing.
Oh
And
yeah,
then he comes back
Oh,
and just wham.
I absolutely.
Even a sneaky
But,
sub.
Yeah, I
Mark
can see that.
Madsen, Mark Madsen trips up and Clay Guida wraps on his back, and it's like, oh shit! Like
That's what I'm thinking. Like I absolutely think.
But I think Manson's
We're gonna
gonna
come
have
back-
his moments though.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think that it's gonna come.
He's
back
gonna
to
have
the,
his fucking
It's
moments.
gonna come back to the stool after the first round. And Guida's coach is gonna be like, "All right, we lost that first one, but we got him right where we want him. Let's clean it up. Let's get this shit together." And that's where in the second round, if he gets taken down again, I think it's slick sub coming.
well, this dude's
I can see
36,
that.
so he's damn near the same age as Clay, anyways. No,
That's
Clay's
disgusting.
39. Clay's 39.
Clay's a zombie. I think he's like 173. Like, I think he's on some Nosferatu. Like,
What are the odds of this fight?
Zombie.
I want to bet the undefeated killer to take out Clay Guida to like move on.
Minus 170.
Minus one. Barstool Sportsbook has it as minus 177 to plus 140.
For who?
O Madsen's the favorite.
Okay. I'm taking Marco Madsen, bro.
I have to.
Premier League, leisure walk on a Sunday. This is Sunday League fucking ball. We're going to take this guy to the fucking Conference League and let it dance. That's
this Arsenal midfielder's getting slapped on Sunday night, and then Arsenal's getting slapped by Chelsea on Sunday.
Clay Guida just beat Michael Johnson. You gotta put some
respect.
respect.
And I think Marco Madsen would probably tool fucking Michael Johnson.
Maybe.
You didn't know who fucking Marco Madsen was 10 minutes ago. Put some goddamn respect on my boy Clay's name.
It's fine. I just want to bet on the young, hungry lion.
All right.
I think he's going to take out Clay Guida.
Young. This guy's 36.
All right. So the younger. The guy's 10-0, who maybe has a shot at like, oh shit, the guy's 17-0 and like something, and like we're hyped for his fights.
You better not call Mark Madsen a lion compared to Clay Guida, who looks like a legit fucking lion.
All right. All I'm saying is, I want to take the guy who's undefeated in this fight. I think it's more. I want to see it.
All right, then lose your money however you please.
Multiply Madsen's fights by 5, and let's see how many fucking losses he racks.
All right. Fuck me. Never mind. We won't touch this fight. All right, main event time. Let's get it. We got Jared Cannonier, 13-5 out of the USA in the middleweight division, taking on Kelvin Gastelum, 17-7. What do we got, fellas? Main event.
I think Gastelum should win, but he's had such a heartbreaking type of career going on, and I think this may add to it. I think he's going to be winning and then may get slept.
I have no idea where to stand on this fight, but my gut, if you really have to talk, like, and Nil always tells me, like, bet with your gut, bet with, like, how your just head thinks it the second you hear this. I think this is where Gastelum gets the dub. I think this is where Gastelum goes
Listen to me.
You know, he goes on the downswing. Everyone says he's trash. Everyone says he's out of here. And then he just catches this fucking big dub in a big spot. And it's like, oh, fuck. Is Kevin Gastelum, like, right back in this mix? Like, oh, shit. And then he might get back in that mix and he might lose again. And we might be back here in this spot in 12, 18 months having this same conversation. But I think this is the one he gets.
I think he should get it. I think he should. But I just think that, I don't know. He almost missed weight. He almost slipped up. You know what? Here's what's going to happen. He's not going to lose, but he's going to get rocked real fucking bad at one point and like barely survive or something. Like,
and that's going to be the talking point?
Yeah.
No,
like,
I think
he almost just had him.
Yeah, but that's what everyone will talk about, though.
But he has a
honestly, it's true. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. This is the first fight in a long time where my first gut decision was like a question mark of like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
And I really can't figure it out. Like, first time in a long time, I feel like I don't have a take either way. And like, even if y'all pick one side, it doesn't sway it at all. Like, this is the first main event in a long time where, like, picking a fight in this,
it's not by any means a bad fighter.
Correct. It's not. I'm not even trying to diss it. If anything, when I heard it, I was like, ooh. And then it was like, shit, who wins? Like, right. I don't know.
Exactly. Like, you got Cannonier, who's like huge athletic specimen, and then you have Gastelum, who's short, not athletic specimen, and just more talented, probably skill-wise. You know, he probably has cleaner, crisper hands, probably a little faster, probably got a little few edges, but just such a unique fight that I don't know. I have no. They both just fought Whitaker, so they got that.
Right. I think it's going to start slow. I think the first round's going to stink, and then it's going to heat up. I think it's going to be one of those that round 3 really changed the fight.
That's going to be a very interesting thing because
I think round 1's going to be a feeler out.
I don't think
5 rounds.
Cannonier has not.
I think we see wrestling.
Cannonier hasn't been in a 5-round fight yet, right? I don't think Jared.
It was supposed to be Cannonier versus Paulo Costa.
He was supposed to be in one with Anderson Silva, I thought, but it ended early because of the leg kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's been scheduled for one, but I don't think it's gone the distance.
So that's an interesting thing, especially if you think it's going to kind of start slow. Like, where does that go when it gets?
I picture both of them in the center of the octagon, not really throwing, trying to figure each other out, and we're gonna hear the corners being like, "Hey, let's go now," and it's gonna be like, and the first round's gonna be kind of weird as shit, and then it's like second round, it's on.
I can see it being a little more boring than we expect at first, but I think it's because I see Gastelum wrestling. Like I do see because he's gonna realize his disadvantage.
I think you have to.
He's big as fuck, strong as fuck, and he's throwing hammers at me. Let me just take some gas out of his muscles. Let me get him down for the first round or two.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what I could see too, a little bit being boring, or a lot of grappling, a lot of holding against the fence, a lot of getting him tired.
Yeah, I think a big guy like Cannonier, you have to take some power out of that. Like you really don't want to dance with him early.
I see this ending in a questionable decision.
Interesting. You think you can go all 5?
Split decision, awkward loss, someone weird shit.
Ooh.
Split fucking.
I don't know if this can go all 5 though. That's the thing. A 3-round fight.
I don't think they can finish each other.
I think they can.
I think they definitely can.
I can kind of see both of. I think Cannonier has a better chance to get a first 2-round finish, and then I'd like Gastelum in like the 3rd or 4th round.
It also depends with the whole stone praying Cannonier, like what mindset shows up, you know?
Right.
That could either really work or it could really not. And that might be a massive factor that we can never know leading into this fight.
Right.
When you're just that spiritual and shit, anything could turn the fight psychologically. I don't know. I mean, I'm not in that space, but still.
Yeah, if I was Gastelum, hire like somebody to go steal his rock like the night before.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Do some weird shit on him, pull some pranks.
Maybe like, dude, how did I lose this fucking rock, dude? Not the day before, you kidding me?
But this fight though is kind of like you said. You don't want to lose your rock. It just kind of made me think. This fight is kind of you don't want to lose your spot at the contender table. Yeah. The losers, your chair's done. You're not pulling up to this fucking table. Go sit at the fucking regular table. This is the big boy contender table.
He kind of snuck into this thing.
Yeah, and this is his chance to like. Now it's musical chairs. There's 1 chair left, and he put a hand on the back of it just as Cannonier did. And no one really kind of argued because like Gastelum was already there, but he got up.
We gave him a broken chair. He downgraded. And if he wins this fight, he'll get his regular chair back. Right. We gave him like a 2-legged chair. It was like, all right, you still have half.
And that's why I kind of like this spot too, because I think I don't know if everyone was really ready to put Cannonier on that same level, you know? And that's why it's a good spot to kind of say.
Right. Whitaker just ran through these dudes.
That's the thing is I think it's scary how much of a level in this division where I think it's Izzy, Whitaker, everybody else. Like, and that's the crazy shit with Whitaker because, like, obviously he gets almost disrespect because he's behind Izzy. But it's like everybody else is far behind him. So,
hey, winner's getting Paulo Costa. This is a great fight. Tune in. I have no idea who fucking wins. I'm sorry I can't give you an official prediction. My head is in a pretzel for it. But I think it's going to be a great fight. It's high stakes in the division. I think it goes the decision. I wish I could bet on split decision, to be honest.
Lastly, the odds. Cannonier's a -143 favorite. Gastelum +117.
I like that.
I'm a little surprised. Yeah, I was a little surprised with him being. That's interesting. But anything else?
I ain't got nothing. If y'all ain't got
No,
shit.
man, I think we got a good one in. We're gonna have some good fights, and we'll have some more coming next week.
Yeah, next week, Ultimate Fighter finale. That shit's gonna be lit. Make sure everyone watch the fucking Ultimate Fighter ESPN Plus. This year had fucking cracker fights. Volk versus Ortega is gonna be a fire fight. I'm stoked for the last 3 months of the fucking year. Let's go. UFC's back.
Big facts. We'll be talking about that next week. Much love. We out.
Peace.